Welcome, 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 welcome. Who is sharing this one? Faith, is that you? Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Guys, please help me go into your rooms, your group chats, your groups. Help me go there and some sort of like remind people. Faith, remember, post it on the 1 month school group too. Post it on the 1 month school group just to help me post it on all the groups where our old students are. Remind them that the session has started. The session has started, guys. Session has started. Guys, please prompt your friend. We are about to get started. It's about to go down. Help me prompt your friends. Remind them that we're about to get started. Faith, can you unshare this? Can you unshare this? Because you're sharing something. Can you unshare it if you're the one sharing? Interesting. Faith, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
You're the one sharing what is on my screen.
Yeah, it's the material that was uploaded.
Okay, don't worry. Because I love the fact that I can actually pull through it from where I am here, which is exciting. Um, Guys, we're about to get started. Please get your colleagues, get your friends, get your classmates, remind them that we are just about to start. That we are just about to start. Remind them that we're just about to start. Remind them that we're just about to start. Remind them that we're just about to start. Okay, it's time for us to get started. How are you guys doing, everybody? I hope you guys are having a very good time. Please go into the chat room. Tell me where you are joining from. Where are you currently joining from? Where are you joining from? Quickly in the chat room. While you're doing that, I'm just going to grab a cup of coffee just to reignite my energy. Drop where you're joining from. Drop where you're joining from. I see Lagos on the call. I see uh Lagos is again on the call. Edo is on the call. Abuja is on the call. Drop where you're joining from or come back in 2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes. Come back in 2 minutes. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. It's like there's a lot of Lagos. Onisha is on the call. Abuja is here. Oshogo is here. Lagos is here. Eko. Dami. Eko is here. Eko. Aromi Sale. Good. Blessing from Lagos. It's quite interesting. My energy is a lot high this evening. And the reason my energy is high, really, is because I've got a party this night. I've got a party. It's the Ghanaian Independence Day. So we're throwing a party, and I'm excited about it. So I'm going to teach you guys first, and then I head over to my party to go have some fun. So today, guys, we're doing like from what we did last week. And I've asked some other people to also join us. It's International Women's Day. I'm just going to say congratulations to you, all the women on the call. Congratulations, happy International Women's Day. And I hope that you guys reciprocate the same thing on the International Men's Day. International Men's Day. Okay. So again, guys, today we want to take it on from where we stopped last time. The last time, it was only private. I chose not to invite anyone that is not an alumnus of Utiva or that is not a student of Utiva. I wanted to only give this value to our students. But then some people started reaching out to me that, hey, let's extend the value to those who are not Utiva alum. Let them also, see what we do here. So I don't know how many people are on the call that are not Utiva. There are Utiva alumni or Utiva students. But if you're Utiva here, congratulations. Now, last week, we talked about three things, right? We talked about number one, how do you actually, understand job description? And see, the premise of the conversation last week was on the fact that, many people, like 90, and you can quote me on this, 90% of those that do not get jobs don't get jobs because they don't even spend time to understand what the employer is looking for. Everybody's in a rush, going nowhere. So what I see that happens a lot is that people just go and apply. I'll give you an example. Not last week, I think 2 days ago, I posted it on my LinkedIn that I'm looking for a chief technology officer for my new company. Half of those that applied don't even have technology background. They are in church right now praying. They are fasting right now. They don't even have technology background. And they apply. How do you apply for a chief technology officer's job? I wish I could show you. It's just that unfortunately, if I show you, I'll be showing you their names too, because you will see their names. Someone is actually in a current role right now is virtual assistant. And she sent me a CV and said, oh, you saw that. I asked, please mute yourself. You're not talking. And she was like, oh, you saw that. Please mute yourself, guys. Mute yourself. Yeah. RMO, mute yourself. And she was like, she saw that I was hiring. And she just thought she should send me a CV. I'm like, you're sending me your CV for a job that you're not even qualified for. Why? 90% of those that apply for jobs don't spend time to do any form of research. No form of research whatsoever. You know what they do? They just believe that somebody had prophesied to them yesterday that they're going to get a job this week. And the application that I post is the answer to their prayer. And they go on and have faith and they submit. And boom, nothing happens. So, guys, don't be in that position where you are applying for jobs that you don't even understand. Don't put yourself in that position that you are applying for a job and you don't even understand what the employer is looking for. 10 minutes of trying to understand what this employer is looking for can save you a lot of stress and a lot of headache. And it can better position you for the job. So last week, we spent a lot of time just looking at, hey, how does this happen in reality? So, guys, I hope you guys have this document. If you don't have this document that Faith is sharing, just go into, and is it in handouts? No, it's not in handouts. Where would it be? Where are they going to find it, Faith? Is it going to be under where? Faith, can you also make me a trainer, please? Can you make me a trainer quickly? So if you don't have access to this document that Faith is sharing here, thank you, Faith. If you don't have access to this document, you can quickly, I'll share it right now. Let me reshare the document here. Let me see where I sent it to, because I know I sent it to Faith, right? As a PDF, correct? I'll look at it again and then share with everybody if I can right here. But I think that they should be able to, because I see that the material is not sorry, give me a second. Just give me a second, please. Are you guys able to get that material, that handout? Are you guys able to get it? Because I know Faith is sharing it, but I just don't know if you guys are able to get it. Can somebody drop a message in the chat? Are you able to get the handout? Because that's what we are going to use for the first 10 minutes to revise the things that we talked about the last time. Now, let me quickly go straight into the conversation of today. Now, last week, we went all deep into how to better position for understanding what the employer is looking for, right? Reviewing that application to understand what the employer is looking for, creating your CV, and yada, yada, yada. We talked about all those things. So let me give you an example, a quick run through of the things that we did last week, and then we can go into what we are going to be doing today. Now, confirm if you can see my screen, guys. So I've got two documents here. The first document that I'm going to be using is this document. Is this document? Where is it? I downloaded it just now. Yes, this one. Thank you so much. Now, this is the first document we're going to be using for today's class. And then we're also going to be using LinkedIn. And then we're going to be using ChatGPT. Right, so I'll close this. I'll close this. I'll close this. We're going to be using LinkedIn. We're going to be using ChatGPT. We're going to be using these documents. Right, these are the three major documents that we're going to be using. Now, last week, this was where we started from. We went on jobs, and then we picked an example of a job. So last week, we picked product management. I think this week, let us pick product and digital marketing. Let us pick product and digital marketing. So I'm going to go here and say product and digital marketing role, right? And I'm going to search in the UK. Now, there are so many vacancies here. There's a senior partner manager, which almost means product marketing. There's a customer success role. There's a digital account. There's a marketing manager. I'm going to pick a marketing manager role here. Mute yourself, guys. Mute yourself. Why do people join calls without muting themselves? Faith. That's the first thing you should do when you join a meeting. You mute yourself first. You make sure you're muted. Now, so what we're doing is this. We're picking a marketing manager role, right? This is a role. Now, if you're finished from the Utiva product and digital marketing course, then these are the type of roles that you are able to actually apply for, right? So we're going to pick this role, and we'll go through the process that we went through the last time, quickly in 10 minutes. So what we did last time was we copied this entire job description. This is what you should do before you ever go and apply for a job. Before you submit CV, don't be rushing and then you are joining the 90% of those that would never get the job because everybody's rushing. Don't join the bandwagon. You want to take a step back and say, okay, before I rush, I understand that out of the 100% of those that are applying for the job, 90% are rushing. They don't even understand what the employer is looking for. They don't understand it. Don't join them. What you want to do first is to say, hey, I go on ChatGPT, or maybe we shouldn't use ChatGPT today. Maybe we should use DeepSeek today. DeepSeek is quite very slow, but DeepSeek is very slow, but it could be better than GPT sometimes. I don't know. So what I did was I say, hey, review this job description, analyze the job description, and analyze the core responsibilities, roles, expectation, skills needed to get and land this job. I don't want to believe in my brain alone. I want AI to help me review this job application. Think about this job application. What do you think that the employer is looking for in terms of the responsibilities, the roles, the expectation, the skills? Highlight them for me. So you will then copy and paste the job description under it. So I will copy and paste these, right? Everything here. I'll copy and paste this, everything, and put it under, this stuff. Now, DeepSeek is very slow, but I'm going to say enter. ChatGPT would have given me something, but DeepSeek is still rolling. I'll go back to ChatGPT. I'll paste the same thing here, and ChatGPT will start to give me something because, it's quite faster than DeepSeek, right? Now, what these two LLMs, these two AI platforms, what they are doing is that they're first taking their time. They are reviewing the core responsibilities. So number one, I now know that my job is to demand generation and lead growth, content and digital marketing, marketing and operations analytics, brand and awareness. What are they expecting me to do? These are my expectations. What are the skills? I highlighted the skills, right? Now, the same thing ChatGPT has done, right? Now I know what these guys are looking for. But that's not where you're going, because where you're going is not just to know. Remember, that's not just what to know. The goal here is to put your best foot forward. So what you will then do next, right, is you will then come here and say, imagine you're applying for the job, for this role. What will be in your CV and cover letter to prove empirically, qualitatively, and quantitatively that you meet the requirements? So what you're doing is this. Okay, I now know what these guys are looking for. It makes sense now. ChatGPT, all the LLMs, DeepSeek, Perplexity, whatever you want to use, you use. They've broken down what the employer is looking for. Now, what you want to do next is say, now, God, imagine you are the one applying for this job. What would you have in your CV and your cover letter to land the job? That's what you want to do next. You then paste it here. Guys, are you following? You then paste it here. You can use DeepSeek too. You paste it here. So what you are literally saying is that imagine you are the person. Give me a CV that will win. Imagine you are the person. Don't think about me now. Think about yourself. Give me a CV that will win. Now, it's giving you a CV. The CV that will likely land the job. You know why this is very important? Most people that will review the CV are just looking at the job description and they're saying, does this CV match what this guy is asking for? In fact, they use a platform, ATS, to do it. If your CV does not have the things that the employer is looking for in it, it rejects it. That's why 50% of those who don't get to interview stage, they don't get there because of what is called CV misalignment. Their CV does not meet what the employer is looking for. It doesn't mean that they don't meet it. It just means that their CV doesn't meet it. Now, sometimes you could be a good person, but you are not just presenting yourself well. So people cannot see you in the right light. That's what you want to avoid. So now I have a CV that, you can see, it's putting a lot of excess. It's giving you a template, a standard that's saying, if you're going to land this job, you must be able to prove that you have executed multi-channel marketing campaigns and that have increased lead conversion by something. That's GPT giving you like a guide, a framework that you can use. But I know myself and you, we are lazy. I'm lazy, you are lazy. So you don't want to start to copy all these things that ChatGPT is putting. You don't want to start to, don't worry, I'll send the document again at the end of the session. You don't want to start to copy everything. No, you're going to get the document, guys. Don't worry, you get the document. I know I'm lazy, you're lazy. You don't want to start to copy the document. So what you will then do is that you will then go to the third step. Now, guys, is there someone in the room that has a digital marketing CV? I do have one that I can quickly use. Going 1, going 2, going 3, going 4, going 5, gone. Okay, now I have a CV I can use. So what I'm going to do next is I will then go here. I know ChatGPT has given me a framework, a guide that can help me land the job. But I want that guide to be my guide. So what I will then do next is I will then go here and say, hey, bro, adapt my CV. This is my own CV. Oh. Take my CV. Take the things in my CV. Rewrite them. Reconstruct them. Restructure them. Change it so that it aligns with the one you gave to me. I'll put it here. I'll put the prompt here. And then I will go and add the CV. I've got one of my colleagues' CV. Good. I will then paste it. So what I'm doing literally is I'm saying, I know you have given me your guide. You're giving me your structure. You're giving me the type of CV that can land that job. But this is mine. Now, take my own, change it, align it, adapt it, restructure it, rewrite it so that it meets what the employer is looking for. I will then call, I can do the same thing. Now, all this location thing is not giving me because it's not in the previous CV. I'll go on DeepSeek and then I will come here, on DeepSeek. Did I put CV in the DeepSeek part? Okay, the DeepSeek did both cover letter and then CV for me. It did both. Yeah, it's trying to be better than ChatGPT. Slower but better. So I'll then go here and say, take what I have here. Take what I have. I'll go here and say, this is going to be slower for DeepSeek. I would attach a CV here. And then, where are you? This can be very annoying. Just give me a second, guys. Okay, so I will then go here and then I'll put the CV here. So I'm asking the two LLM. Maybe we should just focus on one so that we don't waste time because DeepSeek can be very, very slow. So what this has done is that it has taken my entire CV and rewritten it for me. You understand? Now, it's still putting XXS, XXXS because it doesn't know my number. You can then fill in the gap. You understand? But it has given you a CV that has everything that the employer is asking for. Now you have your CV. You don't want to stop there. You go to the next phase and then you say, okay, because I'm lazy, I don't want ChatGPT to be giving me work to do. Because now it's giving me work. It's asking me to be putting all these XS, all these numbers there. I will just take it to the next level and say, you know what? Give me an hypothetical CV. Don't give me work to do. Give me hypothetical. Hypothetical means fill in the gaps yourself. Then it starts to fill in the gaps. I have that. Right? I have that. Now, don't ever, guys, because I know that because ChatGPT and the AI is here now, so many people will now be very lazy. They don't want to even do anything. They just want to copy and paste it like that and go and use it like that. Guys, don't make that mistake. AI can hallucinate. It makes mistakes too, a lot of mistakes. That is why you have to take some time and read it. Like, let me read you to be sure that you are giving me the right answer. Don't just go and blindly do it yourself, blindly copy and paste it. Review what it has given to you. Be sure that, it is not hallucinating. It is not, just hallucination means just thinking about something that doesn't exist. Don't ever just don't copy this blindly. Now, I have a cover letter now that is creating for me. is creating a cover letter for me now. Now, so you have your CV, you have your cover letter, but it's not going to stop there. Last week, we then extended the CV to them, said in numbers format, put together all the questions that I asked you here. Okay, no, we're not going to do that again because I'm going to share this document with you. So we don't need to do number 5 again. Now what we're now going to do is this. We now go to the next phase and we'll say, review everything here. Review everything in bullet points. What are the requirements, skills, and competence for today to access the job? And what will someone have for the future to continue to thrive in the job? Because I had mentioned last week that a larger chunk of people, yes, the class is recorded, a larger chunk of people that don't do well on jobs because they compete with the capacity of today. And I said, see, guys, if you actually want to win when it comes to job interviews, you can't just go with only what you know today. No. You have to go with both what you know today and what you think the employer needs tomorrow. Do you understand what I mean? You cannot just say, this is what I am, this is the skills I have, so I am me like that. Well, that's enough. But 90% of those who are applying for that same job, they have the same thing. They are speaking to capacity of today. They are saying, oh, I'm a this, I'm a that, I'm a this, I'm a that. They're not saying I can be a this, I can be a that for the future. Let me give you a very interesting example. One of my friends, was hiring a senior product manager. The guy is based in the US. He has a company in the US and he was hiring a senior product manager and he wanted me to jump on the interview and support him. Now, I was on the interview and I was supporting, we were interviewing a lot of people, and this lady came to the interview and I asked her, I said, tell me why you think that you are the better candidate for this job. Tell me why you think that you are a better candidate for this job. I just told her, I said, I'm going to be very open with you. I've interviewed 16 people for this role. In my mind, everyone is good. I had a spreadsheet and I was putting their name, their email, key things I was looking for. Everyone was meeting that same thing. And then I went on and said, okay, tell me why you think you are the best person for this role. And this lady never talked about what she could do today. A major focus was on the things that would help the company to continue to thrive. And she started with, we are now in the AI era, and she was very open that, she's not an AI engineer, she's not an ML engineer, but one of the things that she had really mastered well is how to lead and how to work with AI engineers. We don't even need AI engineers today. But she's positioning herself, telling us indirectly that she is ready for the future even before the future arrives. Because that is always the differentiator. If I ask everyone to submit a CV for a particular role, you are all going to submit the same thing. The difference will be the guy who asks that same thing and extra. So that's what you want to ask ChatGPT. You want to go to ChatGPT and say, I know you have given me what I need today, but let's talk about a little bit more. Review everything here. And in bullet points, what are the requirements, skills, and competencies for today to access this job? And what will someone have to have in the future to continue to thrive? Now, he's going to separate them into two. You understand? Today, You have to be technical and market. You have to have the technical and marketing skills, multi-channel, SEO, demand generation, marketing automation, paid advertisement, performance, yada yada yada. Today, soft skills. These are the things you must have today for the future. You see, it's now taking it to the next level. Now, I am not now saying, now listen to me, I'm not saying that when you now get into the job interview, you are now talking about the future, like you're hallucinating into something that doesn't exist today. No. What I'm saying is this: when you spend 2 minutes to talk about today, right, you want to use 30 minutes to chip in the future. That's usually what makes the difference between the good and the great. So you have the things about the future: community-led and influencer marketing, video and interactive content marketing. So you could say something like, oh, I know that as a marketing manager, we would have to churn out a lot of videos, for content. And one of the things that I have really mastered is how to use some AI technology products like captions, to quickly create videos that meet high standard, so that we don't have to be investing heavily on having a studio, having editors, having all these things. And that means that with my skills, we could save a lot of money. You want to sell yourself for the future of the company and not just for today. Now, again, don't just go all and all and all and all talking about the future without answering the question of today, because that is you also behaving like AI hallucinated. Now, it now put it in tabular form. Now, that's why I love this. Put it in tabular form. Thank you so much. Put it in tabular form. Now, let's go to the next step. So the next thing that we then did last week was then we then said, now I'm ready to apply for the job. Write me a cover letter. The cover letter must prove that I am qualified without using, because AI can go on and start using buzzwords. I'm the smartest, I'm the this, I'm the that. Don't use buzzwords. Don't use marketing words. The cover letter needs to be very clear. Show my skills, show my competence. Now you are telling AI what to do, otherwise it will go and do what you did not ask it to do. And that could be detrimental. So you're saying the cover letter must also prove with numbers, using short stories to show that I am actually the best person for the job. Now, this is where I now emphasized last week. I said, before you ask AI to do this, you to have your own cover letter. Write it yourself without AI. Write something, even if it's not the best of things. Write it yourself, so that you can then instruct it to use your writing pattern. Otherwise, it will go and use one professional and not personal. Sometimes when a professional writes something, it looks too clean, too good to be true. You don't want that situation. So I then put it here. So I'm actually telling it, write me a cover letter. Don't use marketing and buzzwords. Highlight my competence and my skills. Make sure that you prove with numbers that I'm the best person. Insert a little bit of story in the cover letter. Make sure that you prove that I am good for today and good for the future. Use my pattern of writing, my own pattern and style of writing. Use my words, use my format. Make sure that this does not look like AI. How do you tell AI to do all these things if you don't give it your own example of cover letter? That means you must have something written so that it then follows. Now, this is my own ChatGPT. It already understands how I write. It understands it. So it's not going to go outside of my writing pattern. Okay, let's go. I'm going to microwave my coffee. Okay. So we have a cover letter written and ready. So let's look at what do we have here. We have a cover letter written and ready. Okay, it's still writing it. Okay, still writing it. Guys, if you're following, please go into the chat room and let me know that you're following me. If you're following, go into the chat room. Let me know that you're following me, guys. Please. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So I have a cover letter written. I have a cover letter written. Thank you, guys. Cover letter written. Okay. So what we have here, let's look at it together. I'm writing to express my interest in the marketing manager role. It would be good if you write something yourself so that it doesn't look too professional. Because that's also a risk. If it looks too professional, you look too good to be true. And that can be a problem. It looks too good to be true. And that can be a problem. And you don't want to put yourself in the position where somebody will now say, I know this guy wrote this thing with AI. I know this guy wrote this thing with AI. It looks like AI. Don't put yourself in that position. So I have my cover letter written now. Now, let's go to the next stage. What is the next stage? The next stage is to do interview. So I go here and then I say, hey, I go here and then I say, imagine you are the HR manager. And at the same time, because the question asked by the HR will be different from the question asked by your direct supervisor in an interview. That is why most jobs, they have 3 stages of interview. Most jobs. In fact, I think this one that we also put here has 3. The first one says, first stage initial competence interview with the head of marketing. That interview is just the head of marketing trying to know, do you actually have the skills? Because it's a competence interview. Do you have the skills? Do you have the capabilities? Do you have the know-how? Then the second stage, they will now ask you to come and do a task presentation with a member of their senior leadership. And then they want you to talk to the founder. Because the founder wants to know who am I bringing to my company? Are you a ghost? Are you this? That's the founder. So you also want to position yourself in that place where, hey, you know the type of questions that they can ask you in the interview. So you're telling GPT, imagine you are the HR, and imagine you are also at the same time the vice president, head of marketing. So I will go here and then I will say, GPT, I'll say, imagine you are the HR, and at the same time, the vice president, marketing. Don't go and use product too. Or head of marketing of the company. List the top 30 questions that you would ask any potential candidate for this role. Top 30. And then it generates them. 30 questions, top 30. This is how I prepare for my interviews because I want to know the type of question that I might be asked. See, in reality, lazy people can't do all these things. No. Lazy people can. I know a lot of lazy people out there that can. They will just submit CV and be expecting that miracle. Since they tire Jesus, it's a miracle. That's the difference between the people who rise to the top and people who other people are believing in miracle. No. There's miracle. There's miracle. I'm not saying there's no miracle. But do the hard work. Don't be lazy. Do the hard work. Don't be lazy. I'm trying to look for my interview. You see, even way back as at 20, like this, for example, was a document I created. Like, if you check the date here, this was 2017. I was still broke. I was preparing for an interview. There was no chat GPT then, so I wrote all these things offhand, preparing for an interview, reading it over and over again, over and over again. Just trying to, there's no magic with this thing. If you want to get a great job, you have to do a great hard work. And that's one of the things we always tell our Utiva students, that guys, this was me, 2017. You see the date here, March 23, 2017. Nobody has touched it since then. All my questions that they asked me, that they might ask me, like if I get into the interview room and they say, tell me a little bit about yourself, what am I going to say? And I didn't want to believe so much in my brain, because that's the first mistake. People believe so much in their brain. That brain might now shut down during the interview because of panic. But if you have a script very close to you, the script can be guiding you while you are believing in your brain. So when I go into the interview room and then I go, yeah, good morning. They say, good morning. How are you, Itaya? Well, I'm fine. I'm very okay. Doing well. Okay, Itaya, let's quickly jump into this. Can you tell me a bit about yourself? Just a little bit about yourself. I have my script here. My script is in front of me. I'm saying, good morning, guys. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Itayo. I transitioned into management consulting and project management after 4 years in the medical school where I studied physiology. I currently have up to 7 years professional experience working with both companies in Nigeria and in the United States. I started with a project management company as an associate consultant, and then I moved to start my own personal consulting company, which became operational in Nigeria, Benin Republic, and the US. Then I moved to working with a company. I have my script here. I have my script. So this is me that everybody think I'm smart out there. I'm not that smart. I have my script. Have your little script. Sometimes it can be a little note that you just have while you are preparing for the interview. Little note. It helps you to reactivate your memory and it boosts your confidence because now you have a guide on the side. So what ChatGPT has done is that ChatGPT has given us the 30 questions that we can be asked. 30. Now, you don't want only questions. We go to the next level where we then say, don't give us only questions. Use the CV that we've created. Don't go use something else. If you tell ChatGPT, answer the questions for me, it can then go and begin to use somebody else's story. No. Use the CV. Use the cover letter. Use the responsibilities that you're generated to answer this question. Now, don't say answer the entire 30 questions, because if you say the entire 30 questions, because it's trying to rush, it will just give you nonsense. So what I will do is this, I'll just take list I'll just say, okay, sorry, I didn't copy the right thing. I'll put it here, and then I'll say use. Then I'll copy the questions in batches. I'll copy this first one. I'll copy it in batches. I'll put them there. Right, copy them in batches. You see, it's using what is called the STAR model to answer the questions for me. The STAR model is situation, task, action, and results. So when you are asked a question, they ask you a question and they say, oh, can you also, let me look for someone's name here. They just say something like, oh, Oluwatomi, how are you? Good morning. Yeah, my name is Itayo. So Oluwatomi, can you walk me through how you have developed marketing strategy in the past? And how would you develop a marketing strategy for Ubic? Remember the STAR model, right? The way you answer the question, don't go and say STAR, situation. No. It's just a guide to help you answer the question. The STAR model talks about, number one, you want to think about what is the situation. Then what is the task? What is the action? And what is the result? It's a framework that helps the person that is listening to you understand what you're saying so that it doesn't look like you're blabbing. So the way you then answer the question is that, oh, thank you so much. I always like to call the name of the person that asked me the question. Again, it helps to draw what is called affinity. Names are very important to people. Because it's something like, hey, thank you so much, Itayo. So when I develop marketing strategies, I always begin with a very structured approach. And for me, my structured approach has to align with what is the goal of the business? What does the company actually need? What is the behavior of the customer? So for Ubik, my strategy would focus on those three major pillars: the demand, the brand, and the conversion. So while I was at Utiva, that is now because the CV of this guy is from Utiva. That's why the CV is talking about. That's why ChatGPT is using Utiva as a reference. Then say, while I was at Utiva, there was a time that that's a situation. I'm explaining the situation now. There was a time we needed to scale our marketing efforts to increase enrollment without significantly increasing the cost. We didn't want to spend more money, but we wanted to increase our marketing efforts. What I did, the task, is I was really responsible, for creating the strategy that would generate high quality leads and optimize marketing efforts. I did a few things. Number one is I did a market research, trying to understand my audience. I then looked at what are the different channels, So I'm using what I have here in terms of my script to guide the way I'm answering the question. So I then looked at what are the different channels that we could use to reach, our audience. And that included, SEO, paid ads. We created content. We did a bunch of email marketing. And I knew that we were going to generate leads. So we also needed to create a structure to nurture the leads, right? So one of the things that I would do is that I would refine our landing page. And then you have to give them confidence that you know the business. So I would say something like, I have looked at, Ubik's landing page. Don't ever be like a Itayo. Don't ever criticize someone's business while you are in an interview. Don't ever do it. 2017, I went for a job interview. 2017. Someone says you're not seeing my screen. Oh my God. Where have you been? Faith, you're supposed to be helping me here. So I'm just rereading whatever I have on the script here, on my GPT here. I went for an interview 2017. No, 2018. 2017, 2018. And I was supposed to be the head of operations. And it's recorded, everything is recorded. I was supposed to be the head of operations. And they asked me, they said, so what would we do better? Mayegun. That's the wrong question to ask me. I went on and on and on, criticizing everything, on and on. The first thing I said was, I say, to be honest with you, I'm never going to do this. Like, I'm never going to do training. You guys are investing a lot of money training people that are never going to be loyal to you. The head of training is in the room. You're indirectly saying you're going to lose your job. If I come in as head of operations, you will lose your job. So I said something like, I'm not going to do training. I don't believe Andela should do training. Why? Because the people you're training, you would invest a lot of money to train them and they will go get another job somewhere else. I said, why not just hire people that are already, and I was saying the right things. Because a year after, they didn't give me the job. Everything I said in that interview, Andela did it. Everything. Number one, that they shut down their physical office. They're interviewing me. I'm an entrepreneur. I know that, they were wasting money. You hire one recent graduate from the university. You say you want to train the person for 1 year for free. And then you give the person a MacBook, an office, apartment that is looking so, their office looked so beautiful. Even me, when I entered in 2017, I was like, gay, upwe. I said, this is too much. I'm like, everybody was just walking around, getting water, drinking water, they were putting on headphone, using new MacBook, investors' money. I said, this is sweet. I said, in my mind, I'm like, if I get this job, all these things, I'm going to shut them down. Are you giving someone I just graduated from university in a MacBook? MacBook in 2017. I'm like, what happened to Dell? What happened to HP? Why are you, in my mind, but I did say all those things anyway, but I was like, in my mind, I'm like, why are you giving them MacBook anyway? Why can't you give them like HP? They're just learning anyway. And they were giving like brand new. I'm like, what happened to Tokumbo? Did they say that we should not use, but don't ever go and criticize someone's business, because the people that are interviewing you might be those that built those things. So you don't want to sound very good. So you want to say something like, so back to the interview question. The interview question says, I'm going back there now. Not just, I will say something like, oh, I will nurture the leads, right? I understand that it's not just about generating leads. We also need to nurture the leads. So don't say, oh, I've looked at your landing page. It doesn't really look good. It's horrible. I don't think that this landing page is like the best, because the person that built it might be the best friend of the person interviewing you. And if it might even be the girlfriend of the, women, they take things personal. It might be the girlfriend of the person that interviewing you. If the girlfriend is the one, you are in soup. The person will not look at Women's Day, will not give you the job and will still not forgive you. So you want to be very strategic to say, oh, I've looked at the landing page. I think it's awesome, but there's a lot of room for improvement. And that's why we're here together for each other to make it get better. I will create what is called lead magnets. I would create a structure for email sequencing so that the leads get an email today. They get another one tomorrow. We're sequencing the leads. You want to answer the questions. So let's pick another question that they might ask. They can say, oh, thank you so much, Onilola. Thank you. It's nice to have you here. My name is Femi. I want to ask you, how would you approach demand generation for Ubik? What strategies have you used in the past that have worked? Right. Now, you want to the first thing that you must do, the first line always must be about showing that you understand the question. If you don't, you can ask for clarification. The best way to ask for clarification is to say something like, oh, if I got you right, do you mean? Do you mind expanding a little bit on the question? You can use, if you want to sound very smart, you can say, can I get the context? Can I get the context? Can you give me an example of what you're talking about? So don't just say, I don't understand, ma, I don't understand. That sounds it doesn't sound really smart. I don't understand doesn't sound very smart. You could say something like, do you mind explaining further? Do you mind, giving me a context? Do you mind giving me like a real situation so that I better understand what you're saying? Something like, oh, could you explain a little bit more around? Then you pick some few points. That's the person asks you, right? Again, remember, calling the name of the person draws the person attention to you. Because usually, I know some of my team members are here. Those are interview people. They are here. Like one of them, Mary Queen, she does a lot of interview. Usually, the people interviewing you, if they are virtual, they are busy doing other things. Yes, they're busy doing other things. You might think they are there listening to you. No, this is the approach of many people that interview. HR has dragged me to come and interview this girl now. HR has dragged me to come and interview this girl now. Whew, I have my own wallow, man. I still have tasks that I have not finished today. Talk. Who will not give you the job, sure? And then HR will now say, guys, do you have other questions for Janet? Then because Mary Queen knows that HR is already saying, do you have other? Mary Queen will now come and say, okay. Yeah, I do have a question. Everything you were saying from the beginning, she wasn't listening to you. No, she wasn't listening to you. No, she wasn't listening to you. If you assume that people are listening to you in interview rooms, you're joking, unless it is a physical interview. Most virtual interviews, even me, when I'm in interview room, if it is not my question, I'm not listening. I'm busy. Everybody's busy. I'm doing other things. I'm like, we know I employ you. I'm not excited about this guy. But the best way to get everybody's attention is to call their names on the other. So you can say something like, so thank you so much. If it's Femi that asked the question, thank you so much, Femi. Thank you so much. I'm very excited about the question. And then while you're talking, I will call their names. I'll say, so if I were working with, so for example, Mary Queen, I'll call their names so that you drag them back to you. Why? Remember, humans are humans first before every other thing. Humans are humans first before every other thing. You can be the smartest in the interview room. If nobody hears what you're saying, there's already a bias against you. So you have your interview questions. So that is how to generate interview questions. So you don't tell GPT to give you all the questions once. You want to tell GPT to give you the questions, one of it. So let me go a little bit into, should we do one more job vacancy, job opportunity? Should we do one more and go through the process from the beginning to the end? Or do you guys understand it? So we just go straight to interview. Yes to what? You say yes. Yes to Kinley. Yes to what? We got in Kwano. Someone says you do project management. Do you get one more? Okay, because Damilola, Uday, that's Favor, God's Power, Damilola again. Damilola says let's do project management. Let us do project management, okay? Because Damilola advocated for it. And Damilola has been a very good student in class because she's been listening, she's been reacting, she's been talking, she's been this, she's been that, and I like that approach. Okay, now let's do one more. One more. Give me a second, guys. I want to quickly do a quick survey. Okay, guys, I want to quickly do a quick survey. So I just want to understand the people that I have in the room. So guys, vote. Let me know who you are. Everybody, guys, vote. We'll go and pick another role ASAP, and then we can go back to that. So let's do another job role. Okay, another job role. So what do we have here? Let's search for project manager. Right? Project manager role. Okay. Oh, I see a nice company I love. Oyster. My beautiful favorite company, Oyster. Okay. Maybe it's not the Oyster that I know. It might be another Oyster, but let's see. Oh, it's not the Oyster that I know. So sad. It's not the Oyster that I know. So I'm not going to use them. I'm going to use another one. Talent Orc. But this one is a senior role anyway. It's a senior role. So let's pick a senior product. Let's pick a product management role. As you guys have asked, we go here. We do the first thing. The first thing, I'm going to open another tab, right? The first thing is you're going to copy and paste the job description at the top. And you will instruct, the first thing is you would instruct ChatGPT to review. So I go back to the guide, right? Review the job description. So this is the first thing. And I'm starting this by 7 a.m. at 7 p.m. on dot my own time. So you can see how long does it take to do this thing. How long? 7 p.m. is my own time. I'm starting this thing. I instruct, I say, review. And then it does that. It's reviewing. Let's assume that I'm the one trying to take this job role. I'm the one trying to take this job role. So I say review. Now, what I'm asking ChatGPT to do here is to review the job description so that we are very clear on what the employer is asking for. And we are deleting all the nonsense that is just, noise, buzz, and employer is asking for execution ability, planning, stakeholders management, risk management, continuous improvement. Your responsibility will be handle multiple software implementation projects, communicate with stakeholders, deliver projects on time within budgets, meet quality standard, proactively identify. They've gone on and on. Now I have this. This is still writing. The second thing is I want to say, now imagine you are the one applying for this job. Imagine you are the one applying for this job. I have everything. Give me a CV that looks like the type of CV that the employer would want to see. Now, it's creating a CV. It's saying, if I were applying for this role, my CV and cover letter will be structured to empirically. This is giving me now. It's giving me. Now, that is for the CV. Now, while it's giving me that, I'm going to go and download my Damola. If you have your CV here, can you drop it with me? Your project management CV, can you drop it with me? Now, while I'm doing that, let me look at how many people do I have in this room. I have 59 votes, guys. Now, come on, just click vote. I want to see how many people are in the room. So, only 5% people say they are not Utiva. 49 of you are Utiva students. 7 people are graduates of Utiva already. Okay, so it means that I'm talking to my people then. I'm excited. I'm talking to my people, my people, my people. All right. So we have many of you in this room are Utiva students. I go back to my ChatGPT. What is it saying? I have a CV that looks like this type of CV that will meet that employer's demand. Okay. What does it look like here? A quick professional summary, my key achievements, my experience, yada, yada, yada. Okay. I go then to the next. Don't copy this because this is not your CV. This is the CV that this GPT feels that is ideal for the job description. Many people go and copy this one. Don't copy this. The next one is, I would then say, adapt my own CV. Let's see if Damola has dropped a CV for us. Dami, did you drop a CV? Let's look at it. No. If you have a CV in the link, oh no, you don't have a CV. Okay, I'm gonna go look for my own CV. Let's say CV project management. I think this is my old CV. It's taking forever to open. I'm gonna open this and probably this is forever. Oh no, this is not a CV. This is like what is this exactly? This is my first company. This is my project management manual that I used to use for my training then. Where is my CV? I think this is my resume as of 2017. No, this is a training. Oh God. Let's do it this way. I wish somebody could give me like a link. This is a CV. No. Enter, search. I don't have to open it before I say it. This is my LinkedIn. It's not there. This is a CV. Let me use this one. This is a CV. Let me use this one. I'll just use something like this. It's an old CV. Unfortunately, none of the numbers actually use again. So I would put this CV here now. All right. I'll put the CV here and then I'll say adapt my CV. Now, I have a CV so that it can use your information. So I'll say adapt my CV, take what I have, rewrite it, restructure it, realign it to meet what you have given. And then I say, this is my CV. Then it's reading my document. Now, the reason my own ChatGPT is this very fast is because, of course, I use a premium. So yours might not be this fast. Don't worry. If it's not that fast, use DeepSeek, right? So I have my CV here, my number, these are my whole numbers, my personal email, my location, my LinkedIn. I will insert my LinkedIn here. You can see it has rewritten my CV, my professional summary. It has rewritten it. In my previous CV, I am sure there was nothing like end-to-end software engineering. It is what it's doing is this. It's taking what you have and it's taking what they are looking for and it's using their own language, their own texts. What they are looking for is using it to adapt your type of CV so that when the person looks at your CV, the person can see himself in your CV. That's what it's doing. Chicken. So now I have a CV that works. All I have to do is to say, okay, the CV works. I will then copy this and put it here. Right? I put it here. And then I can edit the fonts. I can edit every little thing. I have my CV. You understand? I have my CV. Now, that's not where we want to stop. We then go to the next phase. We then say, use the same. You don't have to probably do this again. Create a hypothetical CV that takes my information with your information and align both to meet the job description. I think it has done that already. So I wouldn't do that again. I wouldn't do that again. So I have a CV. What I need now is a cover letter. I would then go and say, hey, give me a cover letter. Review everything here in bullet points. No, let's do this first. So I'll say, review everything here. Tell me what the employer wants today and what the employer wants in the future. Or then say, tell me what the employer wants today and what the employer wants in the future. That's another thing that I also want to ensure that I get right. What do you want today as an employer? What do you want in the future as an employer? I want to get that part right. Okay. Get that part right. All right. So I'll then go here and say, what do I have? So it has highlighted, these are the skills for today. And these are the skills for the future. Future skills, advanced project management and business strategy, understanding emerging technologies, leadership and people management. These are the skills for the future. What I will then do next is I will then say, now I'm ready to apply. I'm ready to apply. Ready to apply. Write me a cover letter. Now, instruct this GPT on what it should write. Otherwise, it's going to write nonsense for you. Write me a cover letter, but don't use marketing balls words. Make sure the cover letter highlights my competencies and my skills. The cover letter should be able to prove empirically, qualitatively, that I'm qualified for the job. I like the skills of the today and the skills of the future in the cover letter. Use my style of writing. The only problem here is that I'm not adding a written cover letter already. So it probably wouldn't know how I write. Maybe I should give it an example of a cover letter that I've written before. Yeah, let's give it a cover letter that I've written before. So that it's, do you know what I'm saying? It's giving me, let me download this. Because I want you to use my language. I want you to use my words. Now, instruct it well. I have attached a sample cover letter that I wrote in the past. I am not saying you should use that same letter, but study the pattern of writing and use the style. Okay, so that it will not go and now think it is the same letter I want to use. You need to tell ChatGPT what it should do, because this brother here can go on and then think, okay, so we have this, and then I press enter. It's reading the document now. So it's telling me now that I understand what you're saying, bro. I'm adapting to match your writing style, my tone and structure. Now, I'm writing to express my interest. I don't know if I'm writing to this. I don't think I use that language every time. It's not my choice of words. Sounds very too professional. Let me see. Oh, I'm writing to express. I've used it in the past though. Okay. So it's not lying. Because you have to verify. Go and verify. Otherwise, this brother here will just, So I have a cover letter. Now, you see, somebody who is not smart will just copy this cover letter and go and use it. This cover letter is not perfect because the cover letter has made a mistake. The mistake is it's not putting the name of the company there. It's using brackets. It's still asking me to insert it. So don't go and just go and copy and paste something without reading it. Then once I'm done, now I have my CV and my cover letter. I can now apply for the job. Guys, guess how long did I use? 10 minutes for this. Even with the fact that I'm explaining, I use 10 minutes. That means that you can do this in 5 minutes and get it done. Why are you not doing this in 5 minutes instead of just blindly submitting a CV without, doing your preparation? Now, we have CV. Let's go to the next task. What's the next task? Imagine you are the HR manager. Now, my CV has gone out. My email has gone out. My cover letter has gone out. I'm expecting them to call me for an interview. Now, I got an email saying, "Dear HR, we love your CV. We love your cover letter. We'd like to interview you. Pick a time." Boom. I'm preparing for interview now. These are the questions that I'm likely going to be asked. Can you walk us through your experience managing software implementation projects? What methodology do you use, Aitayo? Is it agile? Is it waterfall? Is it Prince 2? Is it a combination of the three? Which one do you prefer? What's the most complex IT project you have managed? It's going on and on, giving me my top 30 questions. Now I know that they can ask me about methodology. Now I know that they can ask me about how do I handle changing project management, project requirements. Now I know they can ask me how do you track and control your project budget to avoid overspending. They ask me all these questions. Now I have my 30 questions. Should I then say, copy all the 30 questions and then, no, don't make that mistake. What you want to do is to say, use my CV. This, right? You will then go and pick the question in batches. Like this one, I will do the first 5. And then it will then write the answers to those questions. I can then use these answers to prepare. 5 things you must know about every job interview before you go into the job interview room. 5 things. 5 things. That's where I'm going to round up today. 5 things. 5 things. You ready for me, guys? I want to do one more poll. 66 people. I enjoy this. 82% of you guys in the room are Utiva students. Whoa. 3 people are only not Utiva students. Okay. 9 people are graduates. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. I want to give you 5 things you must remember about any job interview. These 5 things, I learned this from my mentor. Way back 2012. 5 things. Very important. Let me warm my coffee. It's been a very interesting day. 5 things. Trying to set up my survey because today is our last day for this mentoring session, and I want to make sure that you guys are really ready. Okay, I got a lot of questions here. Don't worry, guys. The session is recorded. All of you always ask for recording, but it's not like you're going to watch the recording. It's not like you're going to ask the record. You're going to watch it. I know that. I know. Okay. All right. Let's do those 5 things. Guys, please, if there's something you should never. No, I don't. I'm not sharing my screen again. I'm done sharing screen. If there's something you want to get out of my session, there's 5 things. Number 1, you must do a research before you go into the interview room. Don't pray. Do a research. Don't pray. Do a research. Go and do your research. That time you're waking up in the night, praying. Spend that time researching. Study to show yourself approved on that day of interview. Research diligently. When I say research, what do I mean? Let me give you a framework you can use for researching. Number 1, do a Google search. Number 2, you must be able to speak to the things that the organization does. I'm still on that research. Do a Google research. Speak. You must be able to speak confidently. There's nothing I don't like someone coming into the interview and not being able to tell me what we do. And then I ask you, what do you think we do here? And then I said, I think you guys are like a God. You're trying to get a job here. You think I'm like what? I think you guys are like a payment platform for collecting money. You are going to be like a go back to your house. You're not qualified for this job. You will go back to your house. I mean, the easiest basic thing is for you to be able to clearly explain what the company does. And if you're struggling with that, have a script. Like, oh, what? So tell me about us. Let me know if we've done. If you, that's a most ridiculous question someone can ask you to ridicule you. The most ridiculous question someone can ask you to ridicule you is to say, "Tell me about us. What do you think we do here?" And then Utiva, you help undergraduate. We don't help undergraduate. Do your research. Do a research. So do a research. Number two is know the people that would interview you. If you can, do a very quick research about them. If you know the interview panel, go on LinkedIn, check them up. Check them up. Check their previous roles. Check the things they've done before. You understand? Check the things they've done before. You got what I'm saying? Go on LinkedIn, read a little bit about the company. Anticipate the type of people that are coming to interview you. Do some background research. You see, the energy, this is going to hit very hard. The energy you are spending doing a research on if your spouse is cheating, use that same energy to research the company. You will see you will get insights. You will get powerful insights. That energy you are using to say, is my boyfriend, my girlfriend, my wife, my husband, is he cheating on me? You're trying to check this person's phone to see. Use that same energy to research the company. Research. Oh, sorry, guys, I'm not sharing my screen. Research. And research is never too much. Because the more you research, the more you know about the company. The more you research, the more you know about the company. So do some fundamental basic research. And when I say research, I mean research Google, research the people that will be interviewing you, research the company's past projects, just research, do Google research. Go on their social media platform, check a few more things about them, stalk them. Because the more you know, the more advantage you have over other people. Let me tell you one thing. I have been interviewing people now for more than 10 years. I can tell you for a fact, there's nothing that gets me angry. Today, I still did interview. I'm trying to hire a CTO. I posted it on my LinkedIn. I'm looking for a CTO. You applied. I gave you my link, my calendar. You put a call on my calendar, and then you showed up into the interview, into the session, into the meeting. Maybe I didn't call it an interview. And then I throw jokingly, I'm like, hey, good morning, how are you now? Where are you calling from? And the guy said, I'm calling from Lagos. Oh, nice, interested. So have you done a little bit of research about me? No, you haven't. Such a waste of time. You're coming to talk to me. At least know a little thing. Know a little thing. It helps you to ask the right question. Do a research about the company, about the people that will interview you. There's research will never be too much. Do a research. Number one. Number two is this. Make sure you know the 30 questions that you can be asked and you go through them. Preparation is never too much and never too small. Let me give you a very interesting story. Very interesting story. And I wish I could share my screen to show you. Very interesting story. And sometimes, when we say these things, it looks like I have a guy on my social media who talks a lot about some things. And then people comment under his post and say, oh, he's lying, he's hyping, he's exaggerating. I'm like, yeah, it's exaggerating because you don't have a great life. So you think people exaggerate everything. Because you don't have a great life doesn't mean other people don't have a great life. It doesn't mean it. That you are lazy and you don't do your research doesn't mean other people don't do their research. I'm like, well, when this guy talks about some things, it sounds like he's hyping. But because I know where I came from, I can relate to many of the things he's talking about. I'll just be like, So people actually think these things are lies. I don't know how many of you on this call, this is jokingly, I don't know how many of you on this call, when you hear some pastor talks about some miracles they do, you think they are liars, they're exaggerating. But because you don't know God doesn't mean other people don't. You are the one that is a sinner. You are like me, you drink too much, you are a sinner. Doesn't mean some people are not close to God. Some people were so close to God that they parted Red Sea. You are the one that is far from God. So when I tell people I've done interview preparation and I have done over 20 page preparation, somebody will say it's a joke. It's a lie. It's a 20 page. No. I have done 20 page interview preparation in my life. And I got it. Yes. When I was, let me look for it. I was applying for a scholarship. I'll show you two things. When there was a time in my life, my mentor told me, he said, Itayo, you must never go and pay for admission to do a master's. He told me jokingly on Facebook. I was shocked when he said it on Facebook. I was like, oh my God, I must never. That was the way he used it. And so he said, great people. That was the way he said, great people don't pay for masters. What is this Egbon saying? Great people don't pay for masters. But I will pay for masters because I'm looking to do my. He said, great people get scholarship. I thought it was a joke. So I said, you know what? I'm going to get a scholarship. And then I started researching. Can you guys see my screen? Is my screen up? Okay, good. So I started researching. This document you see here, I started building this document. Can you see the time? 2 a.m. I just woke up in the middle of the night. So if I was saying this on social media, everybody would think it's exaggerating. I just woke up in the middle of the night, 2 a.m. I just woke up. I'm like, nah. I'm not going to pay for scholarship. I'm going to get a scholarship. 2018. I just woke up. 2018. Middle of the night. Can you see it here? 2 a.m. And I started researching. There was no AI then. No. I started researching. I couldn't sleep. I researched. And I created a document of, can you see? 8,000 scholarships that are out there. 8,000 scholarships. I was researching, checking their website, checking their details. I was paranoid. So when this guy on social media is talking about some big, difficult things that he does, people will be like, you are a liar. You know that you are lazy doesn't mean other people are lazy. Oh. You are the one that has a lazy life. You are the one that is lazy. You are the one that is on social media every time, wasting away your life thinking other people. That same 2018, I got a Chevron scholarship to go and do my master's in the UK. Everything paid for. Chevron scholarship paid for my going to UK, coming back to Nigeria. They paid for, when I landed, they gave me £150 for landing. So if you had shared it on social media, everybody would have said, Baba to the hype. See, guys, if you're going to get a great job, you are not going to do it by joke. You have to do research. It's not going to, see, you cannot be in the top 1% and behave like the bottom 99%. The bottom 99%, They are praying. They're not doing research. Don't ever go into an interview room until your book is full and you have a full note that even you, when you look at it, you'll be like, this is too much work. When the job now comes, people will now begin to think it was because Pastor laid hand on you. No, you did your research. You did your hard work. That hard work is what separates the top 1% from the bottom. Let me show you one more before I go back to my other 3 points. I know it's getting late in Nigeria, and majority of people in the call are in Nigeria. So when I was trying to do my scholarship, can you see I had a folder? This was for interview preparation. Can you see it here? All this, I didn't generate them today. These are for interview preparation about me. About me alone is a page. And this page is in 10 fonts. This page was in 2018. The same year I told you. The same year I was just showing you. This was in 2018. The same year. This was about me. This was another page. But if they ask me about the schools I want to attend, if they ask me, I have another 4 pages on schools, questions that they might ask me. I have another page where I had demo type of interviews they can ask me, the questions they can ask me. I have everything. The questions, I have everything written. I have another page on questions for Chevnin. That the question they might ask me. This page alone is 12 pages. So combine everything pages together. So when I tell my friends that I had a 20-page preparation for my interview, they will think I was joking. This was a question. Oh, how am I going to be successful studying in the UK? Things I had already read, I drafted. This was in September 2018 because the interview was in that same, no, I think the interview was in July. These were all the questions. I had everything, all the questions. So they can ask me, how are you going to contribute to the Chevnin network? I had my answers. My answers was already in my head. I had read this several times back to back. Like, oh, I consider myself a global citizen. I will leverage my relationship to take the voice of Chevnin to the community I've always been a part of. I have everything. So when people now come to me and say, but you were lucky. It's the grace of God. It's the grace of God. But you want me? What says you should not have that same grace? Is the grace? Are you fighting with the grace? Are you angry with the grace? Preparation is what distinguishes stars from babies. Don't. If you're a Utiva alumni, you see that preparation you are doing. You might think it's too much. You might think, oh, you are doing too much. It's not by might, Abby, not by strength. You might think you are doing too much. You're not doing too much. You are preparing yourself for the day of battle. You might not get that job, but that preparation is already ingrained in you. By the time you now go for another job interview and then you land the job, it will then be like magic. Guys, prepare. Over prepare. Do your research. Do your research. Go all in. Do your research. Do your research to a point that everybody around you begin to think that you are actually, paranoid. Oh, Richard, is that guy called Mr. Coffee? Is that what his name is called? I don't, because I used to listen to the guy. He's one of my favorites on social media. The guy would just come and talk about some very difficult thing, and now see 250 messages under his comment. People say, he's lying, he's this. And in my mind, I'll be like, if I told people I generated 8,000 scholarships just to get one, 8,000 scholarships just to get one. If I told someone, would they have believed it? Would they? That is the power of hard work. So guys, my number 2 point here is this: don't ever enter an interview room. I'm trying to guilt trip you now. That's why I'm emphasizing that. I'm trying to guilt trip you. I'm guilt tripping you. So that by the time you are going for the interview and you are not prepared, your mind will be telling you, Ritayo said it too. that we should over prepare. I'm not prepared. Over prepare. Your books must be full. Your books must be full. You must have prepared so much. That's number 2. And when I say prepare, have like 30 questions, answer them, run through them again. You are in this train, you're going home, pick your phone, not Instagram. Be checking the questions, be rehearsing the questions, be rehearsing the questions, be rehearsing the questions, be rehearsing the questions. You're getting prepared for a great job. When that great job comes and you get the offer, it will look like magic. Number 2. Number 3 is that don't ever forget the STAR model that I talked about. Now, the traditional approach is STAR. STAR is good. Situation, task, action, results. Now, there's another better one. A better one. That is not STAR. That is PII. PII. PII means what is the problem? What is the innovation? What is the impact? Oh, there was a time, we had a problem in the company. The innovation is this was what I created. This was what I did. This was the new model. This was the new approach. This was what we invented. This was the new strategy. And the impact is always talk about the impact on the business. Oh, the revenue of the company grew. We launched the product faster and the customers love it. So you can don't replace. You can choose between STAR and PIE. STAR, situation, task, action, results. PIE, problem, innovation, impact. You understand? Problem, innovation, impact. Another one, which I want to talk about, is likability. For job interviews, guys, likability wins. Likability wins. You must try to be likable. Be likable. How do you become likable? You should try to really look good. Try to really look good. Smiling. Calling people's name. Don't go all and on and becoming very paranoid with the name calling thing I've talked about. Just call people's name once in a while. Be likable. Remember that when it comes to making decisions, humans don't make the best decisions. They make the decision that they like. So when it comes to making a judgment, they might not pick you based on your smartness. They might pick you because you're likable. So good morning. Good morning. How are you? Very well, very well, very well. A little bit of a joke. Now this is where it becomes strange because I know Nigerians, we like to go extra. Don't become a joker. Don't become a joker. So you could just chip in something like, oh, the weather, it's quite very sunny today. I don't like sun. I like it a little bit cold. Just breaking the ice. Breaking the ice. Don't go and say you smell good in an interview to the person that is going to interview you. No, don't be personal. Don't be personal. Just a little bit. Just a tiny little bit. Just a tiny little bit. Just to break the ice. When they ask you a question, break the ice a little bit. Say something like, this is quite a very interesting question. I am thinking about the best answer, and I really want to give it to you the honest way. What I would do if I were in that situation. This is very tricky, Tolu. Tolu, you asked me a tough question. Just breaking the ice a little bit. You understand? Breaking the ice a little bit, because ultimately, the persons that will make the decision, these people are human. And you also want to relate with them at the human level. Now, finally, at the end of the interview, a follow-up. Follow-up. At the end of the interview, a follow-up. A follow-up could be a slight message. Oh, a message could be, oh, good morning, Femi. It was nice speaking with you today. I truly appreciate our conversation. From what we have discussed, I now see clearly that the team is very big on XYZ. And from my experience, I am confident that I can help to drive the revenue. I'll be looking forward to hearing from you on a trip now to stop. But make sure you don't sound desperate. Nah, I've seen people that sound very desperate. Make sure you don't sound very desperate. Like, if you give me the job, I promise to be the Messiah of the company. In fact, Jesus died on the cross of Calvary. I will die, on the cross of Calvary. No. Don't sound desperate. Just say, good morning. It was nice speaking with you today. From what I gathered, the flow should be, thank you for having me. Thank you for the conversation. Good morning. Thank you. Appreciation. The second thing should be, it was nice having conversation with you. That's the first. The second should be, I'm now very clear. I'm now very clear on XYZ. What did you take out of the interview? Oh, now I understand that we are very big on, you guys are very big on, you're thinking of scaling, you're thinking of doing this. Then why you are the best based on your reality. From my experience, I've actually done XYZ before. I'm looking forward to, doing this with you, and then break the ice. Like, I'm currently traveling on a short vacation with my family, or, just to bring the person closer to you. Breaking the ice a little bit. Now, that's where I'm going to stop today. But remember, two major points for me. Number one is preparation. Number two is understanding that the people that will review your application are human beings. They are not angels. Sometimes they just want you to also relate with them. Now, guys, before you leave, I've got one more news for you. Now, don't worry, this session is recorded and it's only going to be for you. We won't share this with external people because we shared some very personal things here and we don't want to share with external people, only for those who are on this call. And thank you again for always choosing Utiva. I mean, if you're choosing Utiva, we also need to try to give you the best. Now, I want to ask you one more question, guys. Now, this is very important. I really want everybody to fill this poll quickly because my boss is here on the call. Mary Queen, are you here? Faith, can you help me give Mary Queen a quick opportunity to unmute her mic? I think I should be able to do that. Oh, she's abandoned me. Mary Queen has abandoned me. Don't worry. Oh, Faith, my laptop is down. I think everybody's laptop is down. Faith's laptop is down. Mary Quinn's laptop is down. Who else? Okay, guys. So all the things you need, the recording is going to be there. Is Mary Quinn back? She is not. I think Faith's. Okay, let me see the poll. I want to quickly get the poll. The poll. Guys, please vote. I want to know. How did you guys hear about us? Social media 20, random Google search 2 people, 22 people, influencer. This makes sense. Okay, 22 people, yeah. Okay. So guys, I just wanted to mention something quickly, and I don't know how many of you might be interested in this. We just launched should I call it a project, or what's the best way to articulate this? It's not necessarily a project. What it is, it's a what's the right way to put it? But we just launched something. Whatever that thing is, we just launched something, and the concept here is, we know that many of you have relationships, you have networks, you have people, and you might want to get some value, from the people that you know. So the concept of what we launched is the concept of, sorry, I'm trying to get, Okay, I think the two of them won't be able to join. They said their network kicked them out. So what we launched is called the Utiva Learning Champion. Now, how does it work? Simple. It's simple. If you check my post now from the poll that I just conducted, 44% of people in this room said that they actually heard about Utiva from their friends and their family. 44%. That is 23 people out of on this call. Now, what we are doing now is to say, hey, if you tell people about Utiva, you will earn a certain percentage, right, as a passive income. You know, if you tell someone about Utiva, you would earn a certain percentage. You will get what is called an affiliate commission. But we don't use the word affiliate, we use the word learning champion, because you're a champion. That means you're helping us to share what the work that we do. You're sharing it with other people that might also be interested, because people want to be like you guys. So many people want to learn tech. So many people, I got to know about Utiva through my organization, KYP. Okay, Kolawole, good. People want to learn tech. Some people want to be like you. Some people want to get the same value that you are getting. So if you could share, Utiva with them, you will also get, a certain commission. It's a product, it's a program that we just launched. We just launched it, I think, some few weeks ago. So we are asking people that are happy to be a part of it, to register. Now, if you want to be a part of it, you can register. There are two options here. The first option is called the Learning Champion. The second option is called the Learning Partner, right? As a Learning Champion, if you refer one person, two people, three people, four people, five people, you will get a certain commission on it, and it's automatic. We will give you a link. Once they click on that link and they register through you, you get your 5%. You don't have to even do any other thing aside just the link, sharing the link with people that want to register. Number one. Number two is that another one that is called the Learning Partners, where if you connect us to an organization, you connect Utiva to an organization, you connect Utiva to an institution, you connect Utiva to a company, you connect Utiva to a group, you get a higher percentage. So I'm going to share the link here. If you are excited about it, you are interested, you would like to register, this is the link. I just shared it here. Click on that. It takes you to our website. Then click on Get Started. You can then register. Someone will contact you by Monday. Okay? I'm excited doing this. It's been a very, 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 very interesting time. We have we've covered some very interesting ground. I thought you guys are going to give me emoji. I'm jealous, but I'm not getting the emojis. So it's been a very interesting time. I'm very excited about this. Again, thank you for joining me this night. Remember, guys, you must have a very good CV. You must have a very good LinkedIn profile. You must have a very good cover letter. Most importantly, don't ever, remember me this night, don't ever go into an interview room without having a 20-page preparation. You remember that standard? You must have 20 pages preparation. Do all the research that you can. Thank you, Uduku. Says my sessions are always enlightening. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you guys for trusting Utiva. Thank you for joining us. And I love that I spent this evening with you. It's an amazing night. Enjoy yourself, and I'm going for my party. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.